Welcome to you all. Here is a final, beautiful discussion, a critical analysis, a brief analysis about B.F. Skinner and Pavlov's contribution, of course, a separate contribution to the reinforcement theory. Even Pavlov is a Russian psychologist, whereas B.F. Skinner is an American psychologist. In the previous video, we already discussed B.F. Skinner's contribution to this behaviorism. Now, we shall discuss even Pavlov's contribution about this contribution to reinforcement theory, learning theory of motivation or learning theory of personality. Then we shall make a comparative study of Skinner and Pavlov. So Pavlov has made a beautiful experiment with a dog. He used to provide this I will explain in just 2 or 3 minutes, not more than that. Because the implication, educational implication and organizational implication, these are the things we want, we require. So 1 or 2 minutes I shall explain his experiment with a dog. He used to provide meat, and by providing meat to the dog, he will be giving a ringing of the bell. Ringing bell sound will be there. And after that, meat will be provided. Like that, it has been repeated number of times. First, the dog used to salivate only on seeing the food, but on seeing the bell, no salivate, no saliva. But gradually, what happened when this stimulus, that is food, and its response means the saliva, these have been paired. The bell and the food, both have been paired very frequently. Then what happened, because of the establishment of the bond or connection between this stimuli and response, that means ringing of the bell and providing the food. See, the connection between this stimulus and response has been established, associated. Then even before the food is provided, just with the sound of the bell, the dog used to salivate. So here, what has happened is, this several times ringing the bell has made the dog salivate. That here, this salivate is a conditional response. Saliva is a conditional response, whereas this ringing of the bell is a conditioned stimulus. Bell is a stimulus. So it has turned to be, even the sound of the bell has turned to be stimulus. So what is the confusion here is, the writers, we don't know how the great thinkers, these B.F. Skinner and Ivan Pavlov, how they have written in their original textbooks, we don't know. But these writers, so many writers, they have given the interpretation of these theories in their language. They have resorted to these psychological terms very frequently: stimulus, conditional stimulus, unconditional stimulus, conditional response, unconditional response. Excluding these things, they have not given any beautiful illustration so that we can understand well. Okay, leave it out. Here dog is classically conditioned. The saliva is a conditioned response, and this very bell, actually food is the stimulus. But because of the repetition of it, what has happened, the very sound of the bell has become the conditioned stimulus. So totally, when here the dog is conditional, classically conditioned. That means traditionally, automatically. That is why he has used the term classically conditioned. In the same way, human mind can also be conditioned. This is what Pavlov said. Because it is nothing but reflex behavior. Reflex behavior means automatic reaction or behavior of the person on the environment. So only thing is, we have to create the environment. And man has the innate talent. Man has that reflex behavior according to the environment. That means, see, in respect of education or in respect of some student, when the environment is provided, congenial environment, you can definitely show his performance. He can study well. And the environment is not good, not congenial. We can't. He can't. We can't expect good education, good learning from him. So, man's behavior is a learning behavior can be conditioned because it is a reflex behavior just depending upon the environment. It is a net one. This is what Pavlov believes in. And it can be easily understood only when we make a beautiful comparison with a further understanding of this operant conditioning of B.F. Skinner. In the previous video, we have already studied some fundamental things about Skinner's operant conditioning. Now here, I shall still more add still more points. So there, what the Skinner says here is that both positive and negative reinforcements will work a lot on the mind of the person. Here, it is voluntary. The man's behavior is voluntary, depending upon or followed by the reinforcement. A reinforcement may be positive or negative. The reinforcement generally can be elicited how by way of some good rewards, praise. See, the common positive reinforcement can be found or extracted by way of some praise, some reward, some appreciation, some promotion in respect of employee, in respect of student. Suppose he has been showing his performance well in studies, studying well, made a good mark, he made a mark in education, then we have to appreciate him, we have to recognize. He must feel elevated, exalted by our remark, appreciation. So it will become as a positive reinforcement. So the pleasant situation, what Skinner says is the pleasant situation creates desired behavior. Unpleasant situation, unpleasant stimuli will create undesired behavior. This is what he says. So instead of dwelling on that experiment, rat experiment and dog experiment, let's have the implications. That means learning implications in the field of education and also in the field of organization. Educational implication and organizational implications. Let us study about it. How relevant they are. So what, and both together said, believe in the same theory, reinforcement theory, that positive reinforcement or the pleasant situation, stimuli will create a positive and desirable behavior in the respect of student and also in respect of employee. And at the same time, one important thing to be noted is another negative regarding negative reinforcement. That means what I told you, that unpleasant stimuli, a situation will provide or will make the person turn to be something different, a change, a negative change in the behavior. That is undesirable behavior. And this he has named as avoidance learning. So these psychological terms have become somewhat complicated, complex to us. Avoidance learning is nothing but what is it, a negative reinforcement. Why he has put that avoidance learning, the reason is, I will tell you now. For example, one employee is there. He is working well, but he is coming very late, very frequently, not daily. Daily, nobody can come like that. He is coming late now and then. So instead of the manager, instead of giving warning to him, instead of reprimanding him in a negative way, better to call him and say, why, when he has turned up to the duty on correct time, during that particular time, if he just says, oh, today you have come very good, promptly, on time you have come, very good, keep it up. If he gives that applause, ironically it works very well. Instead of depressing, instead of depreciating, instead of suppressing that man, discouraging that man, better to encourage him in a positive way, because we can modify his behavior. We can condition his behavior. This is what Pavlov and also Skinner says. We can condition. Same is the case with education also. Even in respect of education, suppose a student is not studying well, we can condition his behavior to in a positive way by giving him good guidance, by giving him good counseling, and by having a very good interaction with him. We can modify his behavior also in a positive way. Though he is in a negative sense, in a negative dimension, his behavior is in a negative dimension, that behavior can be modified, he says. And another important thing is rewarding system. Regarding this, a positive reinforcement, rewarding system must be created in order to condition his behavior. How it should be constant, and I will come to that point afterwards. So, failure to respond to his behavior. Suppose a student is not behaving well or an employee is not behaving well, we should not be silent, because man is the subject to the environment, and there is a reflex behavior, and both internal and external. Internal in the sense of Pavlov, reflex behavior, and an active dynamism on the part of the person, depending upon the reinforcement, as in the case of Skinner, according to the Skinner's version. So, both together, we can apply. Here, anyway, we can condition human behavior. Human behavior can be conditioned. How? By reinforcement theory. This is what together they said, both Pavlov and Skinner. So here, failure to respond. If a behavior is not good, we have to modify, verify, and we have to find out that. And we must make him realize what he has done, whether it is correct or not. The behavior must be brought to his notice. In such a way, we have to condition. And another important thing is in respect of awards. See, the awards must be powerful and durable at the same time, so that they are printed in their mind. In such a way, award system must be there, pricing system must be there. And when there is a wrong on their part, we have to make them realize it. It's self-realization. That can be possible. This is what, and another important thing they said is, punishment should not be given in front of others. So negative reinforcement will come. It's very difficult then to modify his behavior. Like that, he gives a number of implications in the organizational psychology. And in respect of these appreciation or reward system or a positive reinforcement system, what they have proposed, particularly Skinner, is this. The schedule must be continuous. Schedule means awarding system, in order to extract that good reinforcement, positive performance, work performance. This reward system must be first continuous. Schedule must be there continuously, not now and then occasionally. No, it should be continuous. That is one schedule, one type of schedule. And second schedule is variable, different situations, according to different important contexts we have to make. Suppose our people have gone to some other country or other state, and they have win the laurels in sports, games, or some other competitions. So on that situations, variable interval schedules we have to prepare. And the third one is, another one is fixed internal schedules. That means on the occasion of some anniversary or occasion of January 1st, such fixed schedules, internal schedules must be fixed in order to award and appreciate, duly giving some rewards, so that the positive reinforcement can be elicited. Thereby, we can elicit a very good work experience, work performance on the part of the employees, and they will work as a very good positive reinforcement. So, by different ways, I have given you a few examples. By different ways, in both education system and also in work life, the human mind can be conditioned to the expected behavior, because man's human mind is is innate with reflex behavior. That's man mind is endowed with a reflex behavior, and depending upon that environment. And if the environment is a favorable, congenial, automatically he will show his performance. His mind can be conditioned as per Pavlov and as per Skinner. See, this reinforcement can be elicited. That means his work performance can be elicited by beautiful positive reinforcers, as I have given you some examples. This is how both Skinner and Pavlov made their beautiful contribution to reinforcement theories. And this is applicable to both educational field, that is learning theory, and also modification behavior in organization. Thank you very much.